I stop right now.
Right?
I can win if I stop right now.
Right?
How can I win if I stop? How can I win if I stop? How can I win if I stop?
Act like a demon, I'm hot. Yeah.
I act like a I act like a demon.
Act like a demon, I'm hot. She give me head at the top. Clean up, she don't need a mop. Look up, she vibing, she bop. How many models you got? Baby, I came with a lot. They wanna see my demise. Too many demons with lies. What do you see in the sky? Angel, holy all over. Cold switch, so I'm bipolar. Give me head at the top. Act like a demon, I'm hot. I cannot win if I stop. I cannot win if I stop.
I can win if I stop right now.
Right?
I can win if I stop right now.
Right?
How can I win if I stop? How can I win if I stop? How can I win if I stop? I act like a demon.
Act like a demon, I'm hot. Yeah. Feel like a demon. Let's go, I think that shit cold as a motherfucker. She give me head at the top, act like a demon, I'm hot. Rollin' real loud when I pop, I cannot win if I stop.
I love the way my body's moving to the beat. I love the way you're slowly getting close to me. I love the way my body's moving to the beat. I love the way you're slowly getting close to me.
Welcome to Indianapolis. Located in Indiana, USA, it was opened back in 1909. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is one of the oldest and most famous racetracks in the world. Originally built for automobile testing, it quickly became the premier racing venue. And while the oval track is famous for the Indianapolis 500, the Grand Prix circuit is famous for Formula One, as it hosted it for the USGP back from 2000 to 2007 and has since been used for various international road racing events. The Grand Prix circuit is a 2.439-mile track that uses parts of the iconic oval combined with a tight and technical infield section. Featuring 14 corners, mixing high-speed straights with low technical corners, the long straights leading into turn 1 create one of the best overtaking opportunities in racing. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway has hosted a variety of top-level racing events across different categories, like Formula One, IndyCar, MotoGP, IMSA, NASCAR, but for our story, the Intercontinental GT Challenge. In CMRSC, we have visited the track for the Indy 500 Virtual in 2023 and 2022 for the oval section of the track, but the GP circuit was used back in 2023 for the IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Series and 2022's Indy Racing Championship. The Indianapolis 8-Hour is a major GT3 endurance race held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is part of the Intercontinental GT Challenge and also serves as the season finale for the Fanatec GT World Challenge America. Indianapolis and the Indy 8-Hour includes night racing, adding another layer of challenging with reduced visibility and cooling track temperatures that affect tire grip. Overtakes at Indy are a spectacle. They're absolutely amazing to watch. And here are some of the corners you're going to find that action at, like turn 1 at the end of the front straight. It's the most common overtaking zone, long straights allowing for the drafting and slipstreaming before heading into that turn 1 braking zone. The inside line is preferred, but late breakers can attempt a switchback move. Turn 7, end of the Hellman straight. It's a heavy braking zone after the long high-speed straight. It's a great section for late braking overtakes, especially in GT and endurance races, with many drivers in the past defending aggressively here, making for intense battles. Turn 12, just before the final straight, it's a fast sweeping left-hander leading onto the final sector. It's a good place for side-by-side action, leading up for passes into turn 13 or onto the front straight heading into turn 1. And then the aforementioned turn 13, known as the final corner. It leads onto the main straight, so getting a good exit here is absolutely crucial. Drivers can force their rivals wide to get a better launch onto the straight, setting up a move into the first braking zone. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to the 7th round of the 2025 CMRSC GT World Challenge powered by the Racing Rats. Paul Ricard was a spectacle with amazing battles down the order, but at the end of the final lap showdown, it would be Mike Van Dorn taking back his crown that was previously taken from him back at Bathurst, and his championship hopes are clearly in sight. Evan, who had a breakout race in the past 2 races, is at home in the Mustang, sporting a new livery, so make sure to keep an eye out on him as we head on track. Indianapolis is one of our favorite stops to return to, but we've never had a GT3 only race, so it will for sure be a good one as the timing sheets are lit once again, and it looks to be a showdown between our previous podium drivers from France. And if that's the case, maybe we're looking into another classic at the championship? Who will win at the Brickyard, as the new era of CMRSC is ready for the penultimate round of the GT World Challenge for the 7th race of 8 now at Indy, as this is round 7, the United States GT3 Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and welcome back to another round of the championship. This is the penultimate round of this one, the GT World Challenge, powered by the Racing Reds. The cars are once again on the circuit. This time we are in North America for the Brickyard. We are here at Indy. It's the place to be, and a place we have not seen in a year. It's been over a year since we've been here. The last time we were here was for the Indy 500 Virtual, as well as the IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship. This circuit holds a lot of great memories. We can't forget about that almost 4-wide photo finish at the end of the 2023 Indy 500, where Luca Andretti won that race against Dylan Morenti and Danny Nasir. An iconic one at this track right here, but it's not the oval we're using. It is the road course. With over 15 drivers in the session once again, we will once again show you why CMRSC is the place to race. As the drivers are on track, putting in their bit of practice. A lot of new debut drivers here today, and we're looking at one of them, Daniel Santos from Portugal in the Lamborghini. He's looking pretty quick out there, and can't wait to see what he can do on track. It'll be very interesting to see what he can do. Who else do we have on track? I know we previously just had Peter Sabot currently in the pits right now. He's had the fastest lap time. Mike Van Doren. Eyes are on him because this championship could be his today. And with no sign of Sven here today, unfortunately not racing this week out, Van Doren's got a clear sight, just has to complete this race. All the points that will go to him will confirm his championship, and he will win another one in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Mike Van Doren is on a mission today. His mission is going to be very light like other days. It's just a little bit more points he needs, but honestly, anywhere he finishes in the points, that title is his. Oswin Wilson in the Mercedes had a very unlucky start to the last round. Hopefully, it'll get a lot better this week out. And then it's Evan Steinberg in another beautiful livery here. The number 35 United States Mustang. Love it. Looks absolutely amazing. Keep an eye out on this one for this special one-off livery for this race. Klaus Klint in the McLaren as he goes through the chicane in the Valhalla colors. He has submitted his Formula One livery for the race we're going to be seeing in the start of March. Can't wait to see what he can do. He's in the McLaren. Danny Nasir also in the McLaren in the CMRSC green and white. Beautiful livery out here. We're going to see what he can do. Had an unlucky end to the last round in France. Hopefully things can pick up better for him. Dylan Morenti making his return back, and we got to give him a shout out because he has just taken victory at the iRacing Daytona 500. So massive shout out. He took the W there. Big one. And now he's going to celebrate by a little bit of an encore by racing here in CMRSC. We love to see him, a previous champion. Oliver Bloch in the Ferrari. The Danish driver going to see what he can do out here. Still finding his footing as we have 2 more races left to go. But still big results can come from this driver from the Andy Massey Racing camp. Martin Webster will be representing X-Play here today. It doesn't look like there's any sight of his teammate, but happy birthday to him nonetheless. Marlon Young, it's his birthday. So let's see if Webster can give him the gift of potentially a great result here today. Enzo is on track after not the best of starts in the last round. He was able to pick up the pieces, but looks to try to continue this momentum and try to right the wrongs of that last round. Jeswanto in the BMW. He's out on track as well. Let's go quickly talk to the drivers and let's get them into the session. So Brandon Smith, he's just following him by Lance Nasir, also on track. We also have Andrew Narai making his return. Michael McName, I think he's also loading into the session here. So I think we're going to take a quick intermission now as the drivers are going to get ready for qualifying. So let's take that quick break. And when we come back, qualifying will be getting ready. Don't go anywhere. CMRSC ready to go racing here at Indianapolis. Can't wait. And we are coming back now. Qualifying about to get underway. Do not go anywhere for this one. This is the penultimate round of the CMRSC GT World Challenge powered by the Racing Rats. 2 more rounds to do it in GT3 racing. And then up next, Formula 1. Open wheel racing comes to CMRSC once again in the form of the Premier. The best of the best you can get for racing here. Alright, and you can hear the cars. We are slowly getting right back onto track. Let's go head back main side. Here we go. So just a minute 30 away. Alright, so, yes, you did hear me correctly. Formula 1 is coming to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. That's the big news that was announced weeks ago, and finally we're getting to that point. Testing is going to go down after Okayama next week out. But, wow, time has gone by so quick, hasn't it? We're in the penultimate round of this 8-round championship. Next week, it's the finale at Okayama. What an amazing championship we've had thus far, and it's been dominated by this man right here, Mike Van Dorn, who's hunting his next World Championship in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club in dominant performance. Nobody's been able to touch him. He's almost won every single race, but it was only at Bathurst that he lost out. But this championship has been fully dominated by the Dutch. Van Dorn may or may not be seeing him at Okayama, but it does not matter. He has reached enough points to get to the very end. So checkered flag is out. And qualifying will be ready to get underway here as you see Van Dorn drifting his Aston Martin. I really hope we can have a fantastic event. This is the best GT3 racing you're going to get here today in any form of, aside of course, a sim racing. So sit back, enjoy, relax the action. It's about to get underway. 18 drivers entered a fray today, potentially 20. I think we just had Moranti just leave and rejoin the session. So who's going to be? Bets are still on until the final lap. Make your vote. Who is going to take today's race win? This is going to be an awesome one to watch. 7 concurrent viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the action thus far, and if you're not, don't you worry, because racing is still yet to come. You are still here for the beginning of this adventure we're going to have here today, with some amazing racing going on that you're not going to find anywhere else, because nobody can do it better like CMRSC. We are so close to 850 subscribers. The looming number of 1,000 is coming very soon, and never in a million years would I think CMRC would have had so much success just like this when it started off as just a tiny little day of sim racing with the boys. But this is it. Penultimate round of the championship. We're a minute and 20 seconds away from it. Don't worry about your practice times there, as we have to get back into the session. So drivers on pit lane, ready for this one. A minute left to go for this penultimate round. 2 rounds to do it. 2 more points for qualifying. Who's it going to be? As we look at the cars sitting in pit road, looking absolutely fantastic. Some amazing liveries. There you see them as you go down the order. But we are live here at Indy. 12 viewers watching for qualifying that's about to start. You do not want to miss it. All right, so we are just heading into the session right now. So just stand by. Qualifying has started, but we are just getting right back into the session. So just stay put, and we should be underway right about now. Just heading back into the session. You're going to hear those cars start to roar. Here we go. Qualifying underway. And here we go. Welcome to qualifying. 10 minutes are on the board already, and we are already watching the first couple drivers come around to start their flying laps. And what better way to do it than the man at home? It's Steinberg. Here we go, and let's watch him live as he heads and races down to turn 1. Braking at the 400-meter board. Hard on the brakes into the right-hander, quick left-hander. You want to keep the revs up as much as possible into the fast right-hander. Hard on the brakes, and then get it turned in. Now we get into the very fast left and right chicane. Hopping over the curbs, the Mustang can take it. And then hard on the brakes after we get onto the short straight into the left-hander, sharp left-hander, and then the S section. As he heads back onto the banking section now, Evan has just a couple more corners to navigate around here. Looks like a pretty clean lap from him. Doesn't use the exit curve, but one more hard braking zone for him to go. And does so beautifully. One more corner to navigate, and it's flat out right around here. Nail that car all the way to the wall on exit. Race to the line. The drivers are going to be chasing a lap time of a 1 minute 26.498. He's already flying out there. Van Dorn is already going to catch up, and he's going to come across the line right now and take the P2 spot of a 31.2. Santos puts in a time in the Lamborghini of a 27.1. There we see Dominic in his debut race as well. The American, he puts a lap time there of a 29.480. Danny Nasir up there, as well as Oswin Wilson. He's battling into turn 1 with the Ferrari of Enzo. Qualifying, it's very close out here, as all the drivers continue to set in their lap times. Peter Sabo, fastest lap, goes up to provisional pole at the moment. Andy Rees, P2. Track is going to get more and more rubber laid down, and grip levels are just going to get better and better. Fastest lap goes up to so we're just watching audio levels, making sure everything's good. We're actually going to turn up the audio level on the race itself. There we go. So, as we continue this one out, let's find Steinberg, as he's going to be coming around for another lap around here. We're going to see what he can do on this lap. Now, Steinberg races to the line with more grip on the circuit, puts his time up to provisional pole with a 26.106. What's the likes of the other Aston Martin gonna do? There he is, 125.612 for Mike Van Dorn. Provisional now goes to him. Santos puts his time up to P2 of a 25.719. So laps are gonna start heating up. Danny Nasir, P7 on the timing board. Peter Sabo took it into the pits, so that was not the lap 4. Meanwhile, we watch on with Andy Rees on board with him now, racing as we have 5 minutes already left to go. So close to the wall, racing to the yard of bricks across it now. It's P2 with a 125.666. Times are still heating up. They're getting faster around here. Steinberg this time doesn't look as quick as the previous lap. Van Dorn also yellow in that first sector. Nothing to write home about at the moment. He's got Lance Nasir just ahead of him, but Lance gets right out the way for Mike Van Dorn. This may not be a fast lap for him anyhow. Lamborghini, there you see Daniel Santos. He's gone green in the first sector. Lance Nasir goes deep off the track. Gets right back on it. On board with the Lambo. Around the final corner. As you hear that engine hollering just ahead of him, it's the Aston Martin of Van Dorn as he comes across the line. No improvement. Santos goes provisional pole. That's our third different driver. Santos, 125.441. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. Qualifying far from over. Andy Rees watches live, and it's contact between himself and his fellow Danish driver. That is a huge shame. Both of them making contact when Andy Rees was on a personal best. Both of them head into the pits and head right back out. McName puts in a time, P7 in the Ferrari 26.707. But we're watching the battle for pole. Who's it gonna be? We're still waiting on Peter Sabo, who looked like he was on a great lap, but unfortunately had to take it to the pits. Qualifying looking very hot. Anybody can take the top. And with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go, top 5 is looking very good out there. Lambo, Aston, BMW, Ford, Audi, Mercedes. It's almost every manufacturer up there. In fact, the top 8 is a different manufacturer each. Absolutely incredible. We love this.
Let's keep it going now. Peter Sabot, purple in the middle sector. Santos takes it to the pits. We watch Mike Van Dorn. Improvement in the first sector, not improving in the second. Race to the line anyhow. What time is that going to be? 25, 5:10. We find Sabot. Sabot, let's see what he can do. Oh, Trouble Forces 1-2 in the BMW. Just gets out the way. Out of Sabot in the Audi as he's now onto the front straight once again. The Hungarian driver comes across the line and takes pole. Sabot is a 24.810. Provisional goes to him. Another driver takes the provisional spot. 2 minutes left to go. Anything and everything can still happen as we watch Wilson in the Mercedes. Comes across the line, stays P6. 2 minutes left to go. Steinberg, we haven't seen him get a little bit quicker in a while. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Meanwhile, Andy Rees, as he comes across the line, now stays P4. In fact, that was actually an out lap, so we'll see later on what he can do. Meanwhile, Mike Van Dorn is going quicker, as well as Peter Sabot. Purple in the first sector for him. Personal best, Van Dorn in the middle sector. We'll stay with Van Dorn for now. In the chicane, just a couple corners to navigate for him. Left-hander. Hits the apex, 1 corner to go. Keep the foot down as much as you can in this final part. Goes very wide, almost stays between track limits. Races to the line. Can he take down Santos? And Sabot takes down Santos. 125.271. We'll watch Sabot. Purple in the first sector. No improvements in the middle. And Peter now, as he heads on to the front straight, this time, 24.110 to beat, comes across the line, and no improvement. He's 2/10 down on that lap. 50 seconds left to go. If you're crossing over the line now, that's your lap times complete. There's no way you can make another. And qualifying continuing to look more and more amazing with all these drivers. But only one in the 24s. That is Peter Sabot in the Audi. Remember, Sabot and Van Dorn had an amazing battle in the last round as we watch Andy Rees in the BMW. Let's see what he can do. Come across the line now. No improvement. Peter Sabot, though, purple in the first sector, and I'm very annoyed that your timing screen at the front does not actually show you the correct sector color, but he is purple on this first lap and in the first sector. So, timer is going to expire right about now. That is it. Qualifying's complete. 2 drivers coming across the line now. Steinberg drifting his Mustang, but is going to pull over this lap. Van Dorn's going to take it to the pits. And Peter Sabot, no improvement in the middle sector. McName, Klaus also having personal improvements in the first. But we watch, all eyes are on Peter Sabot as he rounds out the final corner. Speed picks up as these cars now get onto the front straight. The Audi screams to the line, comes across it, and it is provisional pole, now even quicker with a 124.626. Is that it? Peter Sabot putting in a very fast lap. That could very well be the pole lap. Lots of drivers coming across the line right about now. McName is one of them that we mentioned out earlier. 4 cars coming across at the same time. We look at this man in P3. Daniel Santos, he's been flipping positions with Van Dorn as Klaus goes up a position. Andy Rees goes up to P2, knocking down the championship leader. Daniel Santos now onto the front straight. What can the Portuguese do in his debut race? Comes across where qualifying goes and stays 4th position. And that is it. Qualifying comes to a screeching halt as Peter Sabot takes pole position here at Indianapolis, followed by Andy Rees and your championship leader, Mike Van Dorn. What an amazing qualifying that was. Let's catch our breath now, shall we? All right, great qualifying there. Love the action. Congratulations, your top 3. That is Peter, Andy, and Mike. Remember, rolling start. That is what we're going to be doing around here. So, as soon as the lights go out, it is 80 to 100 kilometers. Peter, Andy, you will be controlling that pace. It must stay between 80 to 100 kilometers. The race will begin, green flag, rolling start, under my command. So you will hear race direction call out green flag when we go racing. We're going to keep it 2x2 throughout the lap. If for any reason you have to go single file anywhere, you're free to do so. Just remember, as soon as you get onto the grid, remember who's around you, behind you, ahead of you, beside you. Make sure those setups are set to go, and I'm mainly talking about pit stop strategies. Make sure this is a mandatory pit stop in this race. You must come in once in this race to change your tires. Refueling is completely optional, but not mandatory. So just to reiterate, rolling start, 80 to 100 kilometers. That'll be decided by P1 and P2. For the rest of the grid, they're just following the pace of what the car does ahead. We're going to make sure that everybody is nose to tail as soon as we get onto the front straight. That means if we do not have everybody properly in order and lined up on the front straight once we come around, we will delay the start. Nonetheless, though, 3 minutes, so plenty of time to relax and get ready. We're on schedule with time, as the race will be starting right around 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. Great turnout, giving you the final count, 20 drivers in the server. Alright, so racing will get underway shortly, but in the meantime, race direction will do what they need to do. There is your standings. We get racing very shortly. I believe we're just, yeah, all right, we got everybody now. I think we were just waiting for one more to join into the voice chat. So, just one more time to reiterate, rolling starts. So once the lights go out, the leaders, which is your top two that qualified on pole and P2, will set the pace of 80 to 100 kilometers. If you are behind those two drivers, you are just following the pace of what the driver ahead is doing. The green flag will drop on the front straight, decided by race direction. So that will be myself, so you'll hear my voice yell out green flag when we go racing. This is a mandatory pit stop in this race. That means you must come in once, anytime in this race, change your tires, and then come right back out and race to the very end. This is 50 minutes plus 1 lap, so make sure your fuel is set accordingly, either doing that now or in the pit stops. 48 seconds to go. Best of luck. I'll be walking everybody down for the rolling start, but just remember, as soon as the lights go out, it'll be double file, 80 to 100 kilometers. Green flag will be dropped once everybody is on the front straight. If race direction is not feeling like the grid is ready yet, we will delay it for a lap. 27 seconds. Make sure to hit the steering wheel button so we can go green. Here we go. Let's get this one underway, folks, for another round of the championship here at Indianapolis for the 7th round of the championship. Here we go. This is it. The penultimate round of the championship. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's 7th round of the GT World Challenge, powered by the Racing Rats. As all the drivers come on now for their rolling start here at Indy, we're not going to waste a single second, and we're going to get this one underway. So let's take a look at those drivers. So Peter Sabot took the pole position, as we see it just at the top. Great final lap there. Followed by Andy Rees, and it's Mike Van Doren, Daniel Santos, Evan Steinberg, Oswin Wilson, Michael McName, Klaus Klint, Danny Nasir, Martin Webster, Oliver Bloch, Dylan Moranti, Stephen Bola, Brandon Smith, Dominic Mazuzzo, Tizwanto Aji, Enzo, Lance, and Andrew round out your rolling start here. So as the drivers now head to the short straight on this section of the track, we are halfway to get this one underway. If you're loving the action and you want to get into the action for yourself, join the Discord right now. Get in there as soon as possible. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the live chat. Subscribe to the channel. We are on course for 850 subscribers. And it would need the whole world, as we are just looming for that big number, 1,000. Without further ado, as the drivers now come back up here. All right, start to close up those gaps. As we are just behind the grandstand here. Let's take a look at the top drivers now. There we go, perfect seats to start this one here at Indy. Bunch up, 2x2, 2x2. Get ready. And as all the drivers now get this one, double file here at Indianapolis for the penultimate round of the championship. Let's go racing. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Here we go. As we head down to turn 1, anything and everything goes down here. It's time for Indy GT3 round 7, heading into 1. Who's going to be heading out? Andy Reese dives it down the inside, gets it going. One car into the curb, one in the grass. Oswin Wilson and Evan also making contact. The top 4 is gone. Peter Samo leads us off. Andy Reese gets shuffled down to 3rd. Van Dorn is up there into 2nd. And we see Santos just climbing over as all of them hop over the curbs. Couple drivers get into all wrong at the start there, but now it's back to these two. Peter Samo, Mike Van Dorn, your 2 protagonists in the last round at France. And these two had an incredible race between the two, and they are not one step behind from it. Andy Reese and Daniel Santos is also going to make this one real spicy up here. As Andy Reese gets it all wrong on corner exit, here comes Daniel in his debut race. The Portuguese driver is on the outside of the very sharp chicane as they enter down in here, and Andy Reese got the inside line to get through, stays ahead, and he's going to stay onto the inside. As he tries to follow through, can't exactly. Let's look down the order. Wilson into 5th, Klaus 6th, McName 7th, Moranti 8th, Webster 9th, Bloch 10th. That's your top 10. And everything is looking absolutely swell here in this start of the race, and hopefully I don't jinx that. Heading into 1, Daniel down to the inside, has to lock up. Can't make that move done. Moranti side by side with McName, and McName's gonna outbrake himself, and Moranti's gonna go up to 7th, still side by side. And McName's gonna have the outside line as they head into the chicane section, still side by side. Who's the first one to let go here? It's very tight, and it's gonna be Moranti. Little bit of hip check there as they tried to go 2x2, can't get it done. A Ferrari's also off the track. That is Oliver Bloch. Just getting it wrong there. Let's head back up to the front. It's Peter Samo still holding on to the lead. Let's turn your audio level up and let's get an even louder listen to these cars. Continue racing here now. 44 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in this one. And racing is still going on. Trouble for P16. Tuzwanto heads off the track, and he shuffles down the order big time. Klaus up there. Peter Samo, fastest lap, 125.098. But there you see all the drivers just coming around the final corner. No pit stops are being made this early on. See Oswin heading into turn 1. He's trying to catch up now. to this top 4 that's been really close in qualifying. Wilson in the Mercedes trying to get up there. Top 6, different manufacturers to each other. Klaus in P6 doing very well in that McLaren. Meanwhile, Danny Nasir, Evan Steinberg. Remember Steinberg, great qualifying, unfortunate start as he was side by side with Wilson, but touched the grass, nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Santos, purple first sector. He's a lot more quicker than the top drivers. Trouble for the front pack is Moranti, facing the wrong way. Enzo claps right into him. And drivers got to avoid it. I believe also there's another Mercedes in there. Dominic, I think he just about was able to get out in time. Enzo, trouble for him. Let's check the inside. Is there everything all right in that car? Just about. But that's the dangers of that curb. Rising over, and you see Enzo trying to hold on. He's actually still attacking hard as he's trying to keep up now. And the mid-pack outside the top 10 looking very, very good. Oh, trouble though. Enzo's got bench steering. He needs to take it straight to the pits. Tries to desperately get out the way. So an early pit stop, unfortunately, for the Ferrari. Collapsed the wall really hard after smoke filling the air. Nowhere to see that Mercedes of Moranti. Now, for Moranti's sake, it's only some damage to the side body, but he looks straight to continue as the BMW completely missing the braking section. Just one, gets right back on track. Meanwhile, a move being made here side by side. Steinberg and the Mercedes of Dominic heading into turn 1. Lock up there, and Evan gets the move done up to 9th position. And crowd is absolutely loving it, especially for their home crowd, man. A lot of drivers at home. Dominic in his debut race, also at home. So Masuzzo in the Mercedes dancing through the chicane now. It's a little bit of damage on his car, but still fit to continue out on track. Moranti also into the pits, heading in for his mandatory pit stop. Currently sitting P18 now, so both drivers are being shuffled down to the back of the order. None to worry, though, because there is still plenty of racing left to do it. Crowd's loving it out here, though. This is some incredible racing here at Indy. We're loving it, and if you are loving it as well, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to do a quick audio check, making sure we're good to go on the surface. P18 now, so all right, so we're good to go on to the audio side of this one. Andy Reid slowly catching up to the top 2. And he's under a second. He's 7/10 behind Mike Van Dorn as they are heading straight into turn 1. Let's get on board with him. Into the braking zone. We're also going to see that Ferrari of Enzo just make the crossover. He's going to have to let go of blue flags because Santos is just behind him and now ahead of him. Meanwhile, it's our closest battle we have on track. Andy Reid, Mike Van Dorn. Really the two drivers we were watching at the start of this championship. Of who is going to be CMRSC's next alien, and well, we got our answer. In our driver, Van Dorn, who's looking to take the championship in this race. Let's go on board with Andy Reid now. So still hustling, pushing hard now, trying to catch up. Meanwhile, the two drivers of Moranti and Enzo are stuck in the middle of traffic. They're going to have to get through as they were lapped. Meanwhile, Steinberg is now caught up to Michael McName. This is going to be a great battle to watch. Let's see what the American can do. Nose to tail as they head into the braking section. Both of them hard on the brakes. Samoa with the fastest lap of the race, going to continue his momentum, gaining another point. If he can hold on to the fastest lap until the very end of this one. Great exit from the Mustang as they head on to the front straight once again. And the Ferrari now having to run as fast as it can. Ahead of him, it's Martin Webster, but 1.4 behind, not able to pick up the slipstream. Evan looking to the inside a lot, gonna commit to it, side by side, and has he got the move done? Yes, he has, and Steinberg goes up to 8th position. That's 2 positions that Evan has made in the same section of the track. That's the end of turn 1. We saw it in a race preview. That is a really good place to get it done. Meanwhile, Van Dorn has lost touch of the leader and now is in contention to lose his P2 slot as Andy Reid and Daniel Santos starts to chase him down. The championship leader is under fire here. And I know, even if he can get this championship wrapped up, still there's a lot to talk about. Meanwhile, Danny Nasir side by side with Dominic. Unfortunately, not able to get any moves done into the S section, but the McLaren is chasing very hard. 2 tenths, Webster in trouble. Evan, nose to tail once again. It's like deja vu from the last lap. 3 tenths, just closing into its contact, and Webster. I never gonna have to let that position go. Back to Martin. So Webster still catching up. So this makes it Aston Martin does get right back. So a bit of a shame for him. And now he can get right back racing as Danny Nasir side by side with Webster. And that's the rule there. If you take a driver out, you gotta let them move back through. That's the easiest thing to do, to not gain any sort of penalty. But that's gonna put down Evan's progress as Andrew Ryan gets a drive through, and the pits are speeding. And Danny almost, was that a hip check? Almost, they stay on track. And this mid-pack here is so close. And meanwhile, we gotta go right back up to this battle, because this one is the battle for P2. So much action across the board. This is what CMRSC is all about. We love hard racing to the very end. On board with Andy Rees as he starts to hunt down Mike Van Dorn across the line. Nothing can be done just yet. Meanwhile, Stephen Bola, Evan Steinberg, these two have met, battling for the podium in the last round. Hard onto the brakes, down the inside. The Mustang so confident under the brakes. Gets the move done on P13. He's up to 12. And this mid-pack looking very, very nice. But meanwhile, Andy Rees has gone even closer as they both hop over the curb. The BMW in great slipstream potentially could make a move down the inside. Gaining. Does he go to the inside? No, he doesn't. Does not risk the move. You got to imagine, when is he going to make that move? Because if he doesn't, that Lamborghini can sneak right off the inside of that BMW and cost him a position on off the podium. Santos in his first race in this championship, trying to make a great impression, and he is doing exactly that, sticking with the fastest drivers sim racing has ever seen. And there you see the composure there, interior as Andy Rees. Soft steering inputs, that's what you need, as you see Van Dorn running very wide, clips the grass. Another opportunity for Andy Rees as he gains on Mike Van Dorn. Van Dorn realizes and goes to defensive. Andy Rees to the outside. Will he be able to pull off a move here? Side by side. Rees has a nose ahead, but he locks up, goes deep. Daniel does not make an opportunity to go past, but he's still very close behind him. The Lamborghini now, what does he do as he looks to the inside potentially? No, he doesn't. All three of them snake around as they now head into the very fast chicane. These drivers racing very, very hard. So much action going down the order. Webster takes it into the pits as well as the Lamborghini looks to the inside. He puts a nose up there, but Andy does not budge at all. Meanwhile, more side-by-side action happening with Danny and Evan, as Evan is able to go through and Steinberg is gone. Now Danny is battling with the driver behind him now. Trouble at the back potentially. Ruben Ryan and Lance Nasir may have made contact with each other. Meanwhile, Andy Rees closer now. And this time a move could be done. Peter Simone, fastest lap. You got to imagine, once these drivers get unleashed into clean air, if they can get past Van Dorn, what they can do. BMW to the outside. Van Dorn defends. Can Andy get it done? door is shut once again. Andy Reese cannot get it done around the outside of turn 1. Needs to find a way to get it done on the inside. Real classic racing. Pure GT3 racing, nose to tail, through the chicane. They follow each other. I know they're absolutely loving it. And Santos wants to get in on it as well. But he's also picking his prime shot to enter as Andy Reese may have been listening to me, heads it down the inside, but it's contact between both of them, and they still keep it straight. None of them lose a position. Santos still chases them down. Absolutely incredible. Amazing racing from these drivers, and this battle is far from over. Contact is made, they're shaken up, but they're still battling hard. Take it to the sky, CMRSC drone. You watch the two, so close between each other. Nose to tail, 2/3 the difference. You see Santos in the back. Oh, in trouble! Just Wanto and Webster, I think may make contact. They get out the way. Andy's progress has been delayed just a moment because Santos has gone through. Does he make a move? Goes for the 2-in-1. He dives it, sends it. Has to brake so late, almost contact. A feather could barely fit between those two. That Lamborghini is flying. This was Daniel's chance to show off what he's made of. Drifts, however, goes wide. Van Dorn loses a little bit of time. Andy to the inside. Both of them cut the track. Daniel can't make the chicane, and now Andy goes through. Nose to tail now. Lamborghini tries to face off, looks to the inside, and the positions have been reset back to what they were. Andrew Rubner disqualified from this race. Rubner is not taking his drive-through penalty. That is a huge shame for him. We saw him, he was speeding in the pits, but did not take it. That's a huge shame for him. Meanwhile, we're watching this battle here. As Andy Reese for a moment lost his P2, or P3 I should say, but gained it right back. Meanwhile, Van Doren and Rees starting to close down. Here comes Andy. Looks to the inside, potentially, no. Outbreaks himself, a little bit of sliding there. Santos with a chance. But meanwhile, Mike Van Dorn is losing a lot of time in the end of that first sector, allowing that BMW to just get a lot more confidence. You see, Van Dorn goes wide. And this battle continues. Very hot out here. Amazing fighting. On board with the Lamborghini as they watch, as the Lambo watches behind, a little bit of grass is going to be picked up there, kicked out by Van Dorn. Dirty tires, not going to help him through the S section, and the BMW is looking very, very quick. Who is going to be taking P2 if positions are going to be changed? Meanwhile, Steinberg is having an amazing race, trying to catch right back up from where he started. And you see him, I think he already got a move done on Danny Nasir, and he's chasing down another position. Here we go, another chance for Van Dorn and Rees to battle it out again this time. Rees may be looking to the inside. No, tucks back in. Once again, nose to tail through the first sector, and 30 minutes left to go in this one. A little bit of lag there from Andy Rees. Hopefully we do not see that for more of this race. With drivers racing all around the world, anything and everything can happen. Oh my goodness! Did you see the airtime that Van Dorn got in that Aston Martin? And meanwhile, Santos to the inside potentially. Andy Reid's sandwich. Andy forced to go to the inside potentially. Daniel Santos realizing that makes his car wide. Now Andy and Mike side by side. Andy loses ground on him. Santos with a chance now. Daniel to the inside. No, cannot get it done. Andy Reid stays back into third position, and this battle continues. Talk about action. This may be, we were talking about it, what is the best GT3 race of this championship? We may be looking at it. Andy Reid looks a little bit wide there, tried to look at a move on the inside, could not get it done. Brakes early on, Santos looked for a move, could not get it done. Mike got it wrong, Andy's gone through, Andy's got it done! Side by side, Mike goes through the grass. And now they're neck and neck. Do we see it? 3 wide Andy. Oh my goodness. It's shades of the 500 2023. Oh my goodness. Santos has got it, does he? 3 wide going into 1. Van Dorn jumps the inside. Daniel goes through, does he? No. And the positions reset again. 3 wide over the Brickyard. Santos looks to the inside. Cannot get it done. Rees struggling a little bit, having to let go of Van Dorn for the moment. Lamborghini looking to the inside. He has a great run. This time it could be deal set in stone. Side by side. Can Rees hold on? Better brakes on the BMW. Holds on. I love it. I love this league. I love Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club because this is the racing you don't get anywhere else. You just don't. You honestly just don't. This is the best of the best, the cream of the crop. This is GT3 racing at its finest, and this is what our drivers get to. My goodness. This is just sim. This is sim racing. Put these guys in a real car. Let's see what they can do. This action is absolutely incredible. And it still continues. Meanwhile, Van Dorn is actually going to enter the pits. Oh, meanwhile, trouble on the front straight. BMW gets it all wrong there, but we can now go off board because there's only 2 cars to watch. A lot of traffic here, and he's got to navigate through. Lance Nasir up ahead, as well as Santos. Lap traffic's doing very well to get out of the way. Lance Nasir also needs to let through. He does, just about. And this battle continues. Looks like maybe Daniel's lost just a tad bit of time. But for Van Dorn's case, he now enters into his pit box. Incredible action down the order. It puts a pause temporarily for this battle for the 3 drivers, but for these 2, it's still going to continue. 3 wide at Indy over the bricks. That gave me goosebumps between Luca Andretti, Danny Nasir, and Dylan Moranti at the finish of that race for the 500 in 2023. Iconic battles down the order, and we're just giving attention to the top 3, top 4. We have so many other drivers to look at. There's be Danny Nasir. He chases down a debut of Dominic up the road. We have not properly seen what Evan has been doing, going through and chopping through the order, but he is now up into 7th position after having to let go of the position of Martin Webster, who is now in the pits and is unfortunately retired out of this race. Santos in the pits, and he gets a drive-through for speeding. Once again, the drive-throughs have bit once again. That is mighty unfortunate there for his debut race. That shifted up the podium, and you gotta understand, drivers gotta slow down their cars to 80 kilometers. Huge shame. So nonetheless, though, that Lamborghini has to come through the pits once in this race for his drive-through. Van Dorn, meanwhile, is gonna start picking up the pieces, and we could be potentially down to 2. Andy Rees, remember, last time he was battling for a high position, got a drive-through at the Nürburgring. Hopefully that does not happen again. You also got to remember, Peter Sabot also got a drive-through penalty once. He has an 11-second lead right now, but hopefully his demons from France are not going to show up again. And now Santos is back out on track. And look at him. Oh, it's so unfortunate. He's behind Van Dorn, but he needs to come in again. Meanwhile, for Van Dorn's case, already made a pit stop. No drive-through needed for him. He chases down the Mercedes of Dominic. So Mazzucco is yet to pit, but Van Dorn has already done so. So fresh rubber. I think that Mercedes is going to make it a bit easy for him, knowing that there's not much that Mercedes can do with his whole tire compound there. Well, Wilson enters the pit lane, probably realizing he was outside that top 4 squabble. And now knowing that there's a chance for him to get on the podium, I think he's going to react to that pit stop and get right in. Meanwhile, Howard on the brakes, locks up, runs off track, Daniel Santos. And he is going to come in, needs to slow down, does not want to get a back-to-back drive-through. Remember, Peter Sabot. Oh, very quick. Does he slow down? Please tell me he did. And yes, he does. It's still heartbreak for Daniel because he was racing and keeping up with the competition with an amazing battle to start of this one. Bola enters the pits as well. But nonetheless, though, it's going to delay Santos' time to battle with the top drivers, but he's still going to be able to catch right back up. Meanwhile, let's head back through the order because right now, Sabot enters the pits and Daniel gets his drive-through taken. For a moment there, I thought it was Peter who got a drive-through penalty again. I don't know. He does not. He's good. So, race leader in for a stop, as well as the BMW of Andy Rees. Now your race is watching between Andy Rees and Mike Van Dorn, rivals of Race of Champions 24. And you know, Mike is pushing very hard. He's got Tiswanto up ahead of him, lap traffic. Race leader is now out of his pit box on pit road now. There you see him, pit lane still busy, waiting for Andy Rees to go through. Yes, he does. Here we go. Brendan Smith also up there. McName leads this race, but eyes are on Van Dorn. Look to the right side of your screen. Will there be a BMW on pit exit? No, there's not. So Van Dorn will successfully stay ahead of Andy Rees. But game on. No traffic between them, and Andy has a lap fresher with rubber. He's going to start to chase down. Let's give some airtime to this man. Michael McName has been having trouble the past 2 rounds with into the session, but he's good to go now, and he's now leading this United States Grand Prix. Now granted, he's got an angry Peter Sabot that probably wants his first place back, but I think Michael will feel very satisfied knowing I was leading this race. I'm happy. And now he can start to fight through the order, unless he stays out, which he's more than happy to do so. Trouble as Wilson is out of this race. What has happened to Oswald Wilson? He's out. He was in the top 5. You see grass marks. He might have been spit out over the curb. But Oswald Wilson retires from this race. Danny Trouble into turn 1. I think he outbroke himself. Dominic goes through in the top 10. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Remember, McName has not made a pit stop, but he's still racing in this one. No lap traffic between any of them, so they can still race hard for P1. It's just that McName does still need to make a pit stop, and we're going to see it because the Jamaican runs around the outside. I cannot hold it, though. McName settles for P2. Remember, still yet to make a pit stop for him, but that is a huge shame. Oswald Wilson retires out of the United States Grand Prix after we saw him nose to tail in that fight. Let's go back down to this order because Andy Rees starting to close up that gap, 2.7, and it's closing down quick. That BMW as it hops over the curbs, looking very good. That's your battle you're watching there as Oliver Bloch heads in for a stop. Klaus will go through. Remember their battle. Not too long ago. I think we're having a bit of feedback issues on the stream that we're actively working on. So, not to worry. I think we just got it sorted, so apologies. I'm not too sure how choppy the stream was, if it was at any point. Just taking a look through it. Luckily, we had a 60 FPS battle. I think that was just towards the end, I think. So yeah, if there was a bit of choppiness in the stream, apologies for it. Meanwhile, it's catch up back. Steinberg misses his pit box. McName is in the pits as well. Andy Rees, Van Doren's been shuffled back onto the podium. And Santos has a lot of work to do to catch up after his drive-through fiasco. So that's left only these two to start to tango. And this battle should be very good out here, I will say. Meanwhile, Steinberg and McName starting to head out of pit exit. P6 and P7. As Danny Nasir heads around the final corner, he is nowhere to be found there. So top 5 now, 5th place for Klaus, as Klaus made his pit stop. Let's go through who has made their stops as we watch this battle. Following drivers have made their pit stop, and looking at it, I don't have to say names, because I can confidently say everybody has successfully made their pit stops now. So we're racing to the very end. Klaus in the McLaren, P5 for him. Could have been a fight between himself and Oswin Wilson, but unfortunately getting it all wrong. And we're getting word in the paddock pen that looks like it was trouble between Oswin Wilson and Lance Nasir. So we do not know what happened there, but it will be something to check out after the race. Meanwhile, Tazwanto, blue flags for the McLaren. Oh, and violently steers his BMW out the way. He realized there's a car on his inside, but I think he still had space. And Lance this year gets a drive-through for speeding, so as we mentioned him, Lance gets it wrong. He was currently sitting in P13. And he's gonna go down the order. He realizes, cannot make a pit stop. That is your drive-through. Meanwhile, let's head up to this battle here. Andy Rees starting to close this gap up between himself and Van Doren. Driver's eye. As he starts to reel in Van Doren. 2 seconds the difference between each other. Previous lap for Van Doren, 25.2. Or 25.8. Previous lap for Andy Rees, 25.5. Best lap for Van Doren's a 25.280. Andy Rees, 25.215. Both of them with their fastest laps running pretty identical. But currently right now, it's Andy who's slowly reeling in Van Doren. The more these two battle, will give a chance to Santos to catch back up. But he's all the way on the front straight, and that drive-through has costed him a chance on the podium. But it shouldn't cost him a chance outside of the top 4. So that's going to be good on his end. Meanwhile, your race leader, 10 seconds up the road, in his 3rd race, looking for his first race win in CMRSC. And meanwhile, there you see a handful of retirements out in this race. That includes Enzo, Andrew, Dylan, Martin, Oswin. That's all your retirements. We're down to 14, unfortunately, but it's still an entertaining one to watch. As you see, grass being kicked up there for the Aston Martin. Tazwanto is a couple laps behind, as well as Lance this year after that drive-through. Brandon Smith, 12th position, followed by Bola. Meanwhile, position being made here potentially. Oh, what was that? Was that a potential little lag spike there from Oliver? Meanwhile, Bola's just getting lapped now. We were just watching that Ferrari for a moment. I'm not too sure if he's lagging. Looks good. Doesn't look like there's any issue there. Yeah, it looks about fine, but that Audi wants to get past him as soon as possible. And Lance is here, does get his drive-through taken. So Peter does get himself ahead of Oliver Bloch. That's lap traffic for him. Meanwhile, Lance Nasir, as he's just after turn 1 on pit exit, needs to let through the race leader and does so. Also has lap traffic again because now Oliver needs to go through. He's in P9 while Lance is in 14th, and Lance just about gets out the way. Meanwhile, looks like between lap traffic that Andy Rees has lost some touch against. Oh, and that may be why. Oversteer, and the rear tires are lit up for Andy Rees as he was chasing down Van Dorn. Trying to get P2. Meanwhile, there you see, just a straight behind is Daniel Santos. Of Daniel's best lap, 25.2. His last lap, 25.7, however. So he is making the same pace as P3 and P2, but at the moment, he needs to be quicker if he wants to catch up. Meanwhile, lap traffic, Lance Nasir now has to get out the way for... Oh, wow. Just about gets out the way. For Van Dorn. Gets through, and Andy Rees needs to also go through now. And he does. A little delayed there for the moment to try to get through, but he gets it done. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to like it, because we still have some great racing with this final 12 minutes and 1 lap, because Andy Rees and Mike Van Dorn are still the two to watch towards this end of this USGP. Tune in next week for the finale of the Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT World Challenge powered by the Racing Rats at Okayama. You do not want to miss the Japanese GP finale. It's going to be awesome, that's for sure. Meanwhile, McName looks for the P6 line because him and Evan were battling very hard throughout this race. And McName looking for P6. He's looking for blood, and Jamaica will be on his side as he tries to enter the top 6. Top 5, is that possible? Potentially, because up the road, that is, in fact, not a Lamborghini, but that is the McLaren of Klaus. So P5 is still on the cuffs to watch between these three. As you see Klaus hopping over the curbs. On board with the Ferrari of Michael McName. He's on the straight, looking, just continuing to close the gap, and he's doing so very well. The gap's now 1.8. He's doing very well in that Ferrari to stay consistent and be quicker than that Mustang. As we continue this one, Andy Rees, 2.2, 10 minutes to go in this one. Also, Oliver, Danny. Oh, and it's trouble for Oliver. He got it wrong, as you saw the McLaren in the foreground, hopping over the curves. So, lap traffic for Andy Rees as 10 minutes are left to go in this race. So, little delay here for Andy. Seems to get through, but yes, Okayama, the final round next week for the Japanese GP. After that, Formula 1 begins. And if you love this GT racing, well, Formula One is just around the corner. The start date, it'll be March 8th. Remember the date. For the first round, that has been announced, it will be the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's continue this one. It's 2.4, the difference between Andy Rees and Mike Van Dorn. 50 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in this week to CMRSC. Hit that subscribe button. We are on course for 850 subscribers. It would mean a lot if you can hit that sub button. Thank you so much. And we still have some great racing for you guys as we continue to race every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're bringing you the best of the best, and here we go. This battle can start to get underway now because Evan has caught up to the McLaren. You know what? I would love to see what this one looks like from the sky. Here we go. McLaren versus Mustang. Steinberg versus Clint, Evan, and Klaus. Now you see in the background the Ferrari of McName chasing down this battle here. Into the braking zone. Klaus still ahead. Evan, nose to tail. Oh, and look at that down the inside. Evan watching it for the moment there. Huge opportunity for Evan under the slipstream now. Gaining, looking into the braking zone now. Little too far to make a move. Evan, perfect apex on the inside. Continues to start to gain. Remember, don't forget about the Ferrari just behind the drone. Into the braking zone, sharp right-hander, and Klaus outbrakes himself. Evan with a chance. To the outside, does he pull the switchback? Tries for it, has a bit of momentum on the outside. Back on the front straight, 7 minutes left to go. Meanwhile, Andy's got it down just 2 seconds. Evan to the inside against Klaus, side by side, nose and nose side-by-side contact is made. Evan will get his way through up into 5th position. Klaus goes down to 6th. Meanwhile, we watch that. You also see McName also catching up. Another 3-car battle for P5 this time. 1.7 the difference between P2 and P3. And look at this. McName will get the move done on Klaus Clint. The Ferrari goes through, but the McLaren brakes hard, and he just about will keep it within track limits, and Klaus will stay ahead in P6. Wow, what a fight this is. Meanwhile, the gap between Andy and Mike, 1.5. We'll switch to that in a moment. This is the battle that's close on track for P6. McName a chance. But there you see, Evan is starting to open up that gap against Klaus, and he's able to get away. In the T1, and Klaus still firmly ahead. Incredible fight between the two. Savari, I see you're just tuning in there, probably cheering on Michael McName. And I don't blame you because Michael has been very quick. 5 minutes to go. He's going to try to get Klaus this time by. The Ferrari screams on the straight. Looks to try to gain closer and closer. Owen Klaus outbreaks himself into the grass. McName will say thank you very much. He will go through. McName to 6th position. What a fight that was. Meanwhile, we switch back to this battle. Game is on once again. Andy Rees, Van Dorn for 2nd. Here we go. As the BMW starts to chase down, you see Van Dorn. He's already had a lot of airtime hopping over the curbs. But that BMW has been very, very stable, I will say, on the curbs. As it drags its car all the way, and he drags it to the white lines. Not skipping a beat, trying to keep within the confines of the track as much as you can take. Into the braking zone. Right-hander, you can see how much curb Van Dorn is using. And we'll watch these two drivers and their laps as they come across the line. So, Van Dorn, let's see what he's going to be doing. His last lap time now going to be 25.901. Andy Rees, 25.653. Andy is quicker that round, and the gap is under a second. And if you're just tuning in, you may have missed one of the best battles we've ever seen between Van Dorn, Rees, and Daniel Santos. I don't recommend you scrolling back on the stream, because if you keep up in our channel, right after the stream, we upload the highlight of the race, the must-see highlight, and it was 100% that battle between P2 to P4. So keep an eye out on the channel, put on that notifications on the channel, hit that bell. When that thing gets uploaded, it is a battle that will keep you on the edge of your seat. But the finale of this one, the penultimate round, comes down with Sabot leading this one in his 3rd race, gonna take a potential race win with 13 seconds up the road. But P2 is undecided. 6, 7 tenths, 8 tenths as they head into the braking zone. Lot of curb for Andy Rees, spits him out violently on the exit curb. And the gap has opened up a second with 2 minutes and 14 left to go. Let's look at the previous lap times between these two as they come across the line. Van Dorn 25.7, Andy 25.8. So Van Dorn survives this one. Survives that attack. 2 minutes left to go, and it's your closest battle we have on track. There you see, oh, trouble! Van Dorn hits the grass! Tokyo drifts it in America! Gets it going, but loses out to Andy Rees! Clips the grass! Call me Rocket League, because what a save that was for Van Dorn! But he's lost the 2nd place spot in a rare mistake! I have not seen Van Dorn crack under pressure in a long time! And he's just touched the grass on the outside, watching his mirrors. And Andy Rees has gone up into 2nd position. I think possibly Andy's even surprised by that. Game on is still going on because the gap is 2.1 seconds and the time is running out fast as Van Dorn thrown away. It's P2. Nonetheless, though, Van Dorn needs to finish exactly where he is, or better, and the championship is good as his. The celebrations will still go off for him, but I bet he wants P2 back after that mistake. So 45 seconds and Peter Sabot after turn 1. That means 2 laps to go. So 2 laps to do it here at Indy. And that is a bit of a shock there. I did not expect trouble to go down there. I'm glad we caught it. That is mighty unfortunate because now Van Dorn is going to be full aggression, trying to gain back his 2nd position. Hops over, 2 wheels over the curb, runs wide, right back on. I will indeed there, Tamar. Pressure is on for this championship leader. But the timer has expired, and Peter is just a couple of corners to go to begin the final lap. Oop, Lance just in the way, and Van Doren is going to go right past him. No trouble there. Meanwhile, Sabo is around the final corner, and he will begin the final lap of this race. So ignore the checkered flag on the left-hand side of your screen. Take a look at the top. That green will turn to white. 1 to go here at Indy. And that means 1 lap to go for these two. Van Doren, 2 seconds. They're catching up to Dominic just up the road in the Mercedes. He needs to pull over if these two can catch up. But meanwhile, as we're on this final lap, so much has gone down. Amazing battles. But one thing's for sure, the man who was able to get away from all of it is your man in the lead. Race win on the cuffs. Couple corners to go to navigate. He's purple in the first sector. And Peter Sabo is going to celebrate. This is going to be his first race win in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. But for third place, Mike Van Doren has defeated all odds. Has won every single race except Bathurst. And he is going to get himself another championship in this one. The celebrations are wild. The P2 battle may be over now because I don't think he'll be able to get it done. But we look at this man, Peter Sabo. 3 races in CMRSC. He was so close to winning it at France. Could not get it done. 7 days later, and we watch Peter Sabo. As he heads around the final corner, Peter Sabo will take his maiden win in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. He wins the United States Grand Prix. But eyes are on this man. Well, Andy Reid will take home P2. Mike Van Doren has done it once again. We looked and we asked the question, who will be CMRSC's next alien? And you're looking at him. Mike Van Doren as champion of the world. He wins it at Indy. He wins the championship at Indy. Victory goes to him. Maiden victory goes to Peter. Celebrations are on the cuffs. Peter takes his maiden. Van Doren takes the championship in a stellar fight. What a race that was. Wow. Looking down the rest of the other, Daniel Santos will take home 4th position. Top 5, Evan. But that is your champion. And what a fight. What a fight that was. As Polo almost runs into him, a la Lance Stroll, Sebastian Vettel at Malaysia 2017 for a moment. 2 drivers that have pulled off all the stops here. Daniel Santos, one of them as well. We saw that great battle at the start of this one. Man, oh man, that's awesome. Wow, it absolutely phenomenal. Van Doren takes it to the pits. Peter, oh my goodness. Well, I guess that is one way to congratulate a driver for winning a race, as Tizwanto absolutely clobbers into the back of that Audi. Your race winner, Peter. Your champion, Van Doren. Let's go congratulate our drivers, shall we? Wow, incredible, incredible racing from all you guys. To those who have made it to the checkered flag, congratulations, pat yourself on the back. That was an incredible race. And we're gonna go interview our drivers now, starting off with our race winner. Peter, I'm gonna invite you onto the stage. Peter, you take your maiden race win here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. How does that feel?
That feels awesome, thank you.
Take us through that race, man. How was that one? I know you had a dominant one, so there may not be too much to talk about, but it was still an incredible one on your end. How was it?
You know what? It was fun at how to say it. Just gotta keep it. I had to stay focused, and when I saw that Mike's time was kind of dropping, I knew he had to defend his position. So from that point on, it was smooth sailing for me.
Indeed it was. Take us through the pit stop strategies. Was it pretty straightforward, just a splash and dash of fuel and a change of tires? Was there any ideas behind it if something else were to happen?
Hey, lesson learned from last race. So I slowed down way before the line, picked up some fuel, new tires, and just went for the second stint.
Well, incredible. Maiden win in your third race. Not many people can say they've done that, especially with this pack of drivers. One round to go for GT3 Racing. Do you think you can make it a 2 for 2?
I try my best.
Can't wait to see what you could do. Congratulations on that one there, Peter. Great race win.
Thank you.
So let's go talk to our man in second place. That is Andy Rees. Andy, inviting you to the stage. Andy Rees, wow, that was a hell of a fight throughout that race for you. And towards the end, you saw Van Dorn just slip for a moment, and you capitalized on it. You take home second position. How was that one for you?
Yeah, I mean, those last 10 minutes are so nerve-wracking, and you're so focused, and it's like you almost over-focus and just make tons of mistakes because you are so focused to not mess up and lose time. After Mike drove in to pit lane, I thought, okay, fine, I'll try to get some pace down, and then I saw why he pitted, the huge traffic up the road, which I didn't see in time. So yeah, I lost almost a second of that, and also more traffic later down the line, losing half a second here and there, and you'll always lose a bit of time, but yeah. Then the gap was what, 2.5 seconds,
Just
and
about.
Yeah, my pace was only slightly faster than his, if even. Like it more came down to consistency. And I noticed I pulled some like a couple tenths, the laps where it didn't mess up. And yeah, traffic increased the gap, and I thought, this is over, with about 7 minutes left or what it was. And then, he spins in the first couple turns. And yeah, from there it was just driving safely. I did have a little heart attack on the last lap though, because I noticed I had very, very little fuel left. Like crossing the line, there's like 0 pixels of fuel, like the meter is empty. So very close call, I coasted quite a lot in the last lap. But yeah, made it to the finish line, and so happy for this result. It's what I've been waiting for so many races now. So very fulfilling.
It's fulfilling indeed, I must say. But that race win, it's definitely coming back to you. But I think that battle was just absolutely iconic from you. And yeah, I think even though you probably wanted a little bit of a closer fight towards the very end, especially how you were really closing up that gap, I think you probably were a little happy to see that little mistake there to get that P2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, of course, a side-by-side battle is what I would have wanted, and a small part of me was a little, I don't know what to say, like, not disappointed, but you know what I mean. But yeah, still, just consistency really being there. Riding his bumper through the first stint of the entire race was very intense as well. And yeah, I mean, if I should talk about Peter Sabot, I mean, he was, of course, just gaining every lap. I mean, that I'm very excited to see how he will perform going forward as well. I mean, I'm not too sure about the pace of the Audi, if it's just quick or if he's just quick. So I'm very excited to see how he will do moving forward.
Can't wait for it either. Andy, amazing result. Definitely a lovely one. And you're still in the battle for second place in this championship. So still a lot to look forward to in the final round. But great way to start it off to head into the finale. Congratulations on P2. An incredible drive from you.
Yeah, definitely missing Sven though. But yeah, thank you.
Indeed, indeed. So we'll move you back into the audience. And now, last but not least, P3. But I just sent you an invite. Our champion, Mike Van Doren, you have done it! You are world champion in GT3. That's gotta feel amazing, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's nice, but of course you wanna still maximize the results, but sadly not to be today. Yeah, I mean, at the end of lap 1 I already knew that I wasn't gonna be able to win the race, because yeah, Peter was just able to take the corners way better than I could, so I knew that P2 would have been the best result that I could have had, and then of course started battling with Andy and Daniel, so that lost me a lot more time to Peter, and then I knew for sure that it wasn't possible to win today. Yeah, and then towards the end of that first stint I saw the traffic and I was like, I'm just gonna gamble and pit early. Of course it worked in the short term, but towards the end there my tires were just absolutely destroyed, so I was struggling to stop it from going sideways, and then also unlucky that Daniel got the drive through, because I think he would have been right in between me and Andy for that final stint, so that would have been nice if he would have been there, but not to be.
Drive-thrus have really been kicking everybody around in this championship, but you for certain have always been very careful in the pits. Mike, I want to know your raw emotions. How were you feeling in that three-way battle for P2? I mean, 3 cars constantly on your tail, at one point 3 wide on the front straight. How was that fight?
I mean, it was a lot of fun for sure. Also, this track has just been a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite one to have driven so far in this championship, so that definitely helps. And yeah, it's always fun to go side by side, mainly with guys like these at the front that are very respectful and they know how to behave around other people, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, I know we're not going to be seeing you, or potentially not seeing you, for the final run at Okayama, so floor is yours. Anybody you want to shout out? This championship is yours. Who do you want to shout out there?
Well, my girlfriend, thanks for watching. Been supporting me throughout, so that's always fun. But yeah, Andy, good battles all around, and then of course Peter's just been very quick in this championship. Seems like those mid-engine cars are just absolutely insane. But yeah, hopefully we get some more battles in future championships, and a lot of fun to come this year.
Yep, what next up coming is F1, so we're going to see all these guys, including yourself, in a brand new environment that should be fun to watch. Nonetheless, though, congratulations. P3, though, on the board. It's a bit of a shame and probably a little bit of a hiccup there towards the end, but nonetheless, though, championship is yours, done and dusted, and that is your day in the office, being the man to beat. Congratulations, Mike, on the championship. All right, I'm going to drag you right back to the audience. You guys can head up to the lounge chat where it'll be public. Everybody can talk. We're going to go sign off the stream, and we're going to have the debrief there, the after-race debrief. And that is it. What a race that was, and you see it right there on your screens. That fight was awesome. Daniel Santos, Mike Van Doren, Andy Rees. Don't forget about Peter Sabot and Sven Verstein. 5 drivers, 5 high, very fast, up to pace guys that are absolutely incredible to watch race. We have one more round to do it. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Mike next week, but Formula 1 is coming up, and this in F1, we're losing it. It's a championship that's gonna feed families. You do not want to miss it. That starts March 8th. We have one round to do it at Okayama, where the championship is settled. P2 and P3 of the series is still yet to be decided. One more race to do it for the finale at Okayama. It's next, just in 7 days' time. We'll see you then. For Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the action today, and we'll see you in 1 week's time for the finale of this championship.